Randy Brown versus Nicolas Dalby. I have flu, guys, so forgive me. Let's start with their records, which is going to be a bit interesting to actually go look at because I feel like Randy Brown has actually fought pretty decent competition. Whereas I feel like obviously Nicolas Dalby is the veteran here, so obviously he's going to have a better resume than Randy Brown. I'm a little bit disappointed in Randy Brown because I actually thought that he would have more or less a similar path to the top. The same with what do you call him, Jack Della Maddalena. You know, I genuinely thought that that would be Randy Brown's path to the top, but he has been very stagnant in his career for whatever reason. I mean, he lost a split decision to Brian Battle, which is not there's no shame in that, to be honest. I think it's pretty commendable. Okay, maybe not commendable, but still, it's not a bad loss. He beat Dos Santos via decision, not particularly great. He beat Muslim Salihov via knockout in the first round, which is pretty good. I mean, considering Muslim Salihov has actually been performing decently, not great. I mean, obviously Muslim Salihov is like the 40 years old at this point in his career, so I'm not even surprised that he was able to knock him out. But Muslim Salihov has gotten a couple of wins, not the greatest thing, but yeah, it's not a bad win by any means. And then beyond that, he's fought people like Turnman, Jack Della Maddalena. I mean, obviously Jack Della Maddalena is probably the best fight he's ever had in this particular fight, or rather in the UFC. And then Nicolas Dalby is obviously going to be the veteran in this particular fight. So I don't know if it's even necessary to go through his records because he was responsible for derailing Gabriel, or was it Ismail Bonfim? Um, but I mean, he's Nicolas Dalby is one of those fighters who you suspect of being on the sauce because Nicolas Dalby, to me, or rather, as far as I've been watching the UFC, has been an average fighter, and it still is. But for some reason, after he hit 36 and up, he started to elevate for some reason, which doesn't necessarily make sense. However, it is what it is. I can respect his ability, or I can respect his maybe desire to improve. I guess you can call it that. So as far as striking goes, I don't know, man. I'm going to favor Randy Brown more, like basically almost everywhere. I think on the feet, Randy Brown is going to have the finishing ability. I think Randy Brown is going to have the volume. I think Randy Brown is going to be defensively better. I think Randy Brown is the more technical striker, especially when you consider the fact that he had a pretty decent performance against Jack Della Maddalena, who is basically fighting for the title now. So, I mean, I think it's pretty commendable for him to have such a performance. So, to be honest, on the feet, I think Randy Brown is going to dominate. Um, as far as cardio, I don't think either of them will have a problem as far as cardio. But I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Randy Brown finds a way to knock Nicolas Dalby out. I mean, Nicolas Dalby is like 40 at this point, or 41, somewhere there, which is beyond fighting age at lightweight, at welterweight, right? Yeah, at welterweight. So for me personally, as far as the striking goes, I'm going to favor Randy Brown heavily. And then on the ground, I still feel like Randy Brown is going to be a little bit better. I think Randy Brown has better defense. I think Randy Brown. Obviously, Nicolas Dalby shoots a little bit more takedowns, but still, I'm still going to favor Randy Brown because of the submission abilities, the takedown defense, and maybe even potentially Shoshat Mickey just broke my foot at work. Ah, sorry, man. So I can't imagine the pain that you're going through, man. That sucks. But are they compensating you, man? Like they need to be taking care of you. You need to get money for that. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I I'm sorry. I feel even terrible just going back to breaking down the fight. Hope you feel better, man. Hope you went to the doctor and hospital to get some type of treatment. Anyway, sorry. I we'll talk about it properly maybe in the comments or something like that. Let me just finish breaking down the fight. So yeah, on the ground, I genuinely think Randy Brown is going to be defensively better. And even offensively, I think Randy Brown. It's my body and my shop. Oh, okay. Then you owe yourself money, I guess. At least that's better. You know, you're doing good for yourself. So yeah, Brown on the feet, I think is going to be better. Randy Brown performed exceptionally well against the Jack Della Maddalena. Maybe exceptionally is an exaggeration, but my point is that I think Randy Brown had a decent performance against the current title contender and arguably probably one of the best boxers in the UFC. Um, and then as far as ground game, I think Randy Brown is going to have better takedown defense. I mean, um, what do Brian Battle was struggling to actually take him down. Um, so that's a good sign of his takedown defense because Brian Battle is very aggressive with the takedowns and he was struggling to have success there. So I see Randy Brown having like proper success on the ground. I'm just disappointed that he's not a little bit further in his career than he is currently because I genuinely feel like Randy Brown should be a little bit higher, or rather a little bit further in his career as opposed to being at the bottom for this particular long period of time. But anyway, it is what it is. I have a lot of confidence in Randy Brown actually getting this done, mainly because I mean Nicolas Dalby is like 40 if I'm not mistaken at welterweight. I mean it's not good. Um, on top of that, I think Randy Brown is the more technical striker. Randy Brown throws more volume. Randy Brown is better defensively. Randy Brown has the ability to knock you out, even though he hasn't done it in a while. But there is that ability for him to actually knock you out. So I don't know. The only thing I might worry about is maybe cardio because or even heart. You know, maybe Randy Brown gives up a little bit sooner than most people. That's the only thing maybe I might be concerned about. But I feel pretty confident that Randy Brown is going to actually get this one done. So yeah, my subscribers and I are going with Randy Brown. This is one of my more confident picks. Right? Normally, I'd say I'm not so confident. On this one, I think I'm pretty confident that Randy Brown is going to actually get it done. Let me reply to you guys before I break down the last fight. Shoshat McGee, I would have to sue myself. Yeah, I think Shoshat McGee. I mean, you're doing good, man. You're doing good. If you own your own shop and you and your friend are shop owners, I mean, I think you're doing good. The Donda. Randy Brown will win this. Darby is on his way out. Brown has more run in him. I agree. Shot McGee, Randy all day. Yep. Shot McGee, parlay even. I wouldn't even be shocked if you did that. I think I'm pretty confident that Randy Brown is going to win. Marcus McGee, dark horse of the division. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, he trains with Sean O'Malley's team, and I don't know their ability to develop fighters to an impressive level because it's easy to look like a terrifying prospect when you're not fighting ranked contenders. I mean, Sean O'Malley lost to Chito Vera, even though it was like a perennial nerve or something like that. But Sean O'Malley is their best student, for lack of a better word. Sean O'Malley is their best student. Why is this light not bright? Um, let me actually try to plug it into to a laptop because this is not working for me. I apologize, guys. Um, it's it's looking terrible. Uh, okay, yeah, this is much better, I think. Anyway, so I think that particular team, even Sean O'Malley's coach, when Marab was shooting double leg takedowns, like he was saying things like, "Well, we didn't game plan for Marab shooting double leg takedowns." What kind of a stupid response is that? What kind of a coach plans for only single legs? Well, look, he's in his previous fights, like he was like he was shooting single legs, and like he caught us by surprise when he started shooting double legs. So for me personally, I don't trust that team. I might end up picking Sean O'Malley, but he might still lose, because I don't trust the team's ability to prepare. I don't feel like they're taking their career, their fighters' careers as seriously as they should be. But what do I know? I don't have a gym. Maybe I should just to prove a point. I think I'd have one of the best athletes if I started a gym. Anyway, let me go further. Joshua McGee, Randy goes on big streaks and loses to someone really good. Beto missed weight and still barely won. Yeah, that's the argument I was making for what do you call him, for Brown to actually win, because Beto was busy spamming takedowns and did all he could to actually win. I picked Brown, but I picked Battle in that fight, but I can agree to the fact that Battle barely won that fight. So as long as Randy Brown doesn't give up or doesn't run out of cardio, I think he's going to actually get this one done. Um, C1SA, hola amigo, how are you, man? Rifler, I think Randy is a safe pick. Sorry, I'm late. Nah, it's cool, man. I also agree 100%. I think it's reflected even in my shorts. I think Randy Brown is one of my few safe picks on this particular card. There's a couple of safe picks actually on this particular card, and Randy Brown is one of them. I don't see a situation where he loses this fight. If he loses this fight, I want to fight him. Like the UFC should schedule a fight with. I'm kidding, but like it's kind of like Jamal Emmers. Like he wasn't supposed to lose that fight. Like if he lost, it wouldn't make any sense. So it's similar to Randy Brown. For me, I'd be shocked if Randy Brown somehow loses this fight. Rifler for my battle way bigger too. Yeah, and he still barely won. Anyway, let me go to the last fight, which is the most controversial of the card. Not most controversial, but I think the most controversial pick for me, which no. Wait, guys, let me charge the laptop. It's it turned off, and it was my power supply for the light. Uh, where's the light? Sorry. And we're back. Yes. So, so yeah, let me go to Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. So if you want to continue watching, joining me break down these fights, this is the last fight for today that I'm going to be breaking down. If you are late, you can always rewatch the whole entire stream. Go to the live section on the channel. There are tabs at the top. There's video, there's short, there's live, there's community, there's playlist. Like I encourage you to check all of them out. There's something in every tab. So yeah, let's go to the final fight for today. Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz.